What do it do, YouTube? We are back with another segment of this podcast. I'm Seibelmania, and with me today is my friend Mike. Mike, what's up, buddy? Turn off this intro.
What's up? How's it going?
Hey,
I'm just here to shoot the breeze with you today, talk some wrestling, have some fun.
yeah. Talk about whatever pops up: wrestling, movies, TV. Yeah.
How many followers do you have now?
On here on YouTube, I believe we're at 56. Hold up.
If they're from the EFED community, a lot of them remember me as the notorious stalker Mike. So that's why I'm on here, is to get you some hits.
Let me see. I'll tell you how much. 54 subscribers. We got.
Yeah,
50,
you're moving up.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't need to open that, but here. Where is it? There you go. Oh, just give me take me to my profile. Yeah. That's wait. You know what's? Oh wait. Your channel. There we go.
Dude, you're doing good things, man.
Hey,
You'll be making money off of this in a year tops.
I'm trying, bro. All right, before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to this channel, please do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. So make that red subscribe button gray and make sure that it says subscribed. And hit the notification bell when you get notified when we upload new content. We upload new content weekly. And before we get started on this podcast, I got to say something. I apologize for not having Flashback Friday up this past Friday. Me and my co-host, we did watch the pay-per-view. We did watch Insurrection 2002, but unfortunately, neither one of us could find the time to get together to record. We had other things going on, and so this week you're going to get 2 Flashback Friday episodes. I believe one will be on Wednesday, and the other will be Friday. You'll get Insurrection 2002 on Wednesday, and then this Friday we will be covering SummerSlam 2003. So, with that being said, oh yeah, and I forgot to add, if you don't subscribe, Rikishi will come to your house and give you the stink face.
Man.
Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have any Pepsi with me today, but there it is. So yeah, Stalker Mike, my man, welcome to the podcast.
I'm about to open up a can right here. Just see you talking wrestling. I have to drink these cheap energy drinks because they were on sale.
Okay.
So yeah, that's. I don't drink beer. I just get better as I go. There we go.
It's funny you say that.
You got one too. Straight Edge versus tried to remember the storyline. CM Punk versus Stone Cold dream match.
There you go. Hey, I don't know if you ever saw that WWE 13 promo. I'm sure on my TV there. They had like a little sit down interview. The two of them did. I don't know if you saw that, but that was really good stuff with JR. And like JR was asking questions about what if CM Punk was dropped in the Attitude Era. And Punk said he would thrive, and then Stone Cold said he would eat him alive. And if you haven't seen that interview, I strongly suggest you go check it out.
I will. I haven't, but that seems like a dream match right there. Punk could have played on so many personal levels with Stone Cold the way Punk does. Stone Cold could have opened a can of whoop ass like he does. It would have been just great.
It would have been fantastic. And that promo, that interview with the two of them was really good stuff. It was just the two of them sitting on opposite sides of Jim Ross, and they were talking about the video game WWE 13, and Jim Ross was asking questions, and they were very like hostile toward each other. Like it was sort of in character, but sort of not. You know what I'm saying? It was really good stuff. Really well done. And that's what we're going to talk about mostly today, ladies and gentlemen, is professional wrestling. Now, Mike, yeah, our wheelhouse. How long have you been a wrestling fan?
I've been a wrestling fan since I was 5 years old. I'm 40 now.
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah, quite a
I
while.
I started watching when I was 4. 4. What the heck is wrong?
Well, you got me beat.
Yeah, I started watching when I was 4, and it's weird for me to say now, but I've been watching for 25 years.
What era did you start watching it? I don't do quick math good in my head, so.
I started watching in '97.
Oh, dude, you started watching during the wrestling boom.
Yeah, I watched during '97 is when I started watching with my dad. Um, nowadays he doesn't watch as much as I do. He still watches the big pay-per-views with me. Like if I ask him to watch WrestleMania with me, he'll watch WrestleMania. He'll watch the Royal Rumble. He'll watch SummerSlam. But he doesn't
Yeah,
follow
just the big one.
as I do, unless I tell him what's going on. Actually, it's funny because I just told him today that Ric Flair. I don't even know if you heard about this. Ric Flair is going to get back into the wrestling arena.
Okay, that will make a lot of money
It
because
will.
in the 90s, Faces of Death made a lot of money. And people are going to watch it just to see an old man die on TV. That's my take.
If it'll be on TV, well, it's Ric Flair. It'll probably be on television. It's
It's
Ric
shock value entertainment. The man needs to be out of wrestling completely, but
absolutely. Oh, and also, ladies and gentlemen, when we discuss Insurrection this week, we will also be discussing the Dark Side of the Ring episode on the plane ride from hell. So that'll be a huge topic of conversation. What do you? I'm not even gonna ask what you remember about the plane ride from hell because it's not like you were there. But did you ever see that episode of the Dark Side of the Ring?
I saw the episode, and what I find interesting about it is it was all covered like 20 years ago.
Right.
Ric Flair sexually assaulted these women. Yeah. Vince McMahon, Big Daddy Warbucks, paid them all off. Rick thought he got away with it scot-free. I just thought it was disgusting and despicable.
He technically did. It's not like he went to jail or anything like that.
No. And here is why. Okay, so I despise Ric Flair as a human being. I think he's a great performer. But Vince McMahon has kept Ric Flair out of jail for nearly 3 decades, paying off the IRS, paying off sexual assault victims. And he keeps trying to sue Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Ric Flair as a person is probably not the best guy to follow in his footsteps. As a person, he has made some horrible decisions, as we all have. But
we all do. Been there. I'm not drinking a beer right now because when I do, I drink too many.
Right? That's how I am too, man. Once I get started, it's hard to stop. That's what she said.
Or you stop too fast, and then she says something else.
Yeah. Hang on a second. I'm going to close my bedroom door. My dog just left, so close it.
Oh.
There we go. By the way, folks, we are live, so anything can happen when you're live. I actually got some soda. It's Burger King.
There you go. Straight edge all the way, bro.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. Let me share this with everybody. Let them know that we are live.
That Stalker Mike is live on Seibelmania.
Yeah, this is a dream.
And he's watching all of you.
Yeah, Stalker Mike and Seibelmania, man.
Whew. If only we would have teamed up back in the day. My character was a bit of a lone wolf.
Yeah, and my character, I don't think anybody wanted to team with me, to be honest with you. I don't know if you remember some of the heat that I was able to get.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah. I got some massive
yeah.
heat. it's if you want to hear some of the stuff I have done to get heat, just go watch any of my other shows on this channel. You'll hear stories. I remember I told I told one guy one time, and before you say anything, I'll tell you. I told Brian Carr, I don't know if you remember him, but I told him your dead mother was a whore and your dead brother was her pimp.
Oh man, Brian Carr is one of those sensitive souls who pretends not to be sensitive. So he calls people soft, but then when you hit a nerve, he's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you went there."
Well, the best thing about me saying that to him was I had his permission to say that to him.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm like, hey man, is it cool if I say this? I thought he would say no. I thought he said no, let's not take that there. And he was like, yeah, go right ahead. And I swear to God, man, I swear, hand on the Bible, I swear, I had people were messaging Brian, and he was sending the screenshots. People were messaging Brian, hey, let's fly to Colorado. Let's whoop his ass. We got to give him the beat down. That. And they got to, and people were actually like buying plane tickets and shit. And Brian,
that's some good heat,
right? Brian's like, hey guys, it's all good. I told him he could say that. It's all good. I don't have any heat with him. That was all planned. He asked me, and I said yes. So don't be going to Denver. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money.
Yeah.
People don't believe that one. We had the kind of heat that I had the kind of heat rather that Jim Cornette would be proud of.
Yes.
That I had to. I'm surprised that I'm still. I don't know. Do you listen to Jim Cornette? Do you listen to his podcast?
I do. I listen to it. Often. I listen to a lot of podcasts.
When he doesn't go in those political rants, and we're not going to go on one.
Yeah.
He doesn't do his political stuff. That I love his podcast. I love his, or when he's like going after Vince Russo. It's like, okay, after the 10th time, enough is enough. Move on.
Okay, I can understand why every college student in any major town would want to watch the Vince Russo podcast, because there's an awesome drinking game that comes out of that. And he could be sued. Every time he says, bro, you take a shot.
Yeah.
By the time you're done, oh my gosh, you got alcohol poisoning. You're puking on the ground.
By the 5th or 6th, by like 10 minutes into the show, you're done.
Yeah.
Let's be real. And my co-host for the Flashback Friday episode, or for the Flashback Friday, my buddy Frank, shout out to Frank. He'll be back this Wednesday with me. He actually is a huge Vince Russo fan, believe it or not. He loves Vince Russo.
Well, let's go back to. Oh, sorry. I cut people. I'm trying not to cut you off. I've never done a podcast before.
I'm also trying not to cut you off, so we're working on it together.
Okay.
He loves Vince Russo, and he actually loves WCW 2000. In 2000, he loves that time frame of WCW. Go ahead.
Okay, so what I was going to say about Russo, his opinion to me is kind of irrelevant,
right?
Because he was a famous writer under the tutelage of Vince McMahon, and then everything he touched turned to trash after that. Basically. He's a nobody now, trying to stay a somebody. No wrestling federation, not even indie federations, want anything to do with him. So he sits behind his own podcast.
Wow. No holds barred here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not a Russo fan either, bro. See what I did there? Russo is like, he's right up there with the Dave Meltzers and the Brian Alvarez's of the world, where they talk about something that they don't really understand. Russo doesn't understand the wrestling business, much like Meltzer doesn't. Meltzer, he understands. One thing I'll say about Dave Meltzer is he's a great writer. Okay, great writer. Yeah. But he should not be discussing wrestling when he writes. He shouldn't be doing that. He has about as much business trying to make money off the pro wrestling world as I do. I don't know shit
Exactly.
no shit from apple butter about the wrestling business. Okay, I don't know. I only know what I see on TV, and I only know what I see on right here on YouTube because I watch wrestling here on YouTube. I only see, or I only know what I see. Um, Hang on, let me rephrase that. I only know what I know of wrestling based on what I see. If I don't see it, how can I know about it? You know what I mean? Or hear it?
Exactly.
And as far as those online dirt sheets, like let's call it what it is. F4W Online. It's a dirt sheet, right? You know, it is, and they make money off of spreading lies and bullshit and rumor and innuendo. They do. Excuse the language. I know you don't cuss.
No,
But,
you're good, bro. You're good. Oh, now I'm doing the Russo with the bro.
but yeah, I mean, he makes money off of all that crap, and I just don't know why. And Russo, you know, Russo couldn't tell a wrist lock from a wrist watch, according to Jim Cornette. And I believe that. I believe that. Oh, what's this? Oh, is this a wrist lock? Oh, I'm sorry, but there are certain people in the wrestling business or who think that they're in the wrestling business that shouldn't be in the wrestling business. And
so you want my opinion on what's ruining wrestling today? Because I have a very optimistic outlook.
What is it?
I watch AEW, I watch Impact, I watch WWE, and I find myself entertained. Here is the problem. People want unpredictability. You say you want unpredictability, right? Then why read and listen to every dirt sheet and try to figure out what's going to happen? Why do you want to know Roman Reigns is going on vacation? This person is doing that. This person's getting their chest shaved. What the hell ever? They want to know everything the person's doing. And then, oh my gosh, and everybody is like, there's like 50 theories going on about how a match is going to happen. And no matter what way it plays out, well, so predictable, Vince. You could have done a better job. I am a manager at Maverick. All of these IWC critics, I am sorry, I'm blunt. All of these IWC critics wouldn't last 2 minutes in a major Fed locker room. Oh, they give out great scenarios. Do you have any idea how to deal with sponsors? Do you have any idea? Like, for example, so Bray Wyatt. I love Bray Wyatt. I love The Fiend.
He's great.
But let's be real. Let's be real why he didn't work in this era. A satanic gimmick in a multi-million-dollar globally traded company being the top babyface, you're going to lose all your sponsors.
Basically. And, and then they tried to give that gimmick, and then they fired him, and then they tried to give that gimmick to Alexa Bliss, and it failed with Alexa Bliss. Let's call it what it is. It failed with Alexa Bliss. And God bless Alexa Bliss. I love Alexa Bliss. Did not like her gimmick. It was stupid. It sucked. And the fact that we were supposed to believe that that little 100-pound, and I'm not even knocking Alexa Bliss. Like I said, I love Alexa Bliss. I think welcome back to her, by the way. She came back last week on Monday Night Raw. So welcome back to her. Salute to Alexa
Bliss. Lily.
But I'm supposed to believe that little 100-pound girl soaking wet with a brick in his pocket can kill Randy Orton, can beat Randy Orton, can intimidate Randy Orton. Are you kidding me? The man that has punted 80-year-old women, the man that has attacked legends, the guy that they say is the most dangerous superstar in all of professional wrestling. And this little schoolgirl, or not schoolgirl, but this little 100-pound girl is supposed to intimidate him? Get out of here.
Exactly.
It's not even believable. And then they try to make it believable with the fireball and the black goo coming out of her mouth and everything. It was why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
If you're gonna have the Fiend gimmick, keep it with Bray Wyatt. The second that Bray Wyatt left, the Fiend gimmick should have left. quite frankly.
I like the original Bray Wyatt much better.
Right. That was great. I liked that one. That one was good. That one was good with Luke Harper, and R.I.P. and Eric Rowan. I liked that version. And then and then Harper and Rowan became the Bludgeon Brothers, and again, great team, right? Fantastic team.
Yeah.
And then they broke that up too, and it was just
something that gave me goosebumps. I forget which WrestleMania it was, but John Cena was going in to face Bray Wyatt, and
that was WrestleMania 31, I believe.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that storyline gave me goosebumps.
WrestleMania 30.
30, yeah, because it was Yeselmania. I remember that.
Yeah.
When the lights come on and the kid is sitting in Bray Wyatt's lap singing, he's got the whole wide world in his hands. I just got chills down my spine. Yeah. The problem with that was Bray Wyatt was becoming the hero because everybody hated Cena. And like in a multi-million-dollar globally traded company, that's a problem when a cult leader becomes a hero.
Right. My stance on I'll take it back even further. I was going to say something. I'll say that in a second. But I was going to say something. I'll take it back even further. CM Punk in Chicago was awesome. I have said this multiple times on the show. I have even reviewed the entire pay-per-view. Money in the Bank 2011 was my pay-per-view I ever got to watch live as it happened. And that whole program with CM Punk and John Cena that led to that match. Everything about that was hats off to whoever came up with that idea, because that idea was absolutely brilliant. The promos that CM Punk cut were brilliant. The promos that Cena cut were brilliant. And this is where I'll say what I was going to say at the start. Cena, you said a lot of people hated Cena. Yes. Yeah. My stance on Cena, I don't get to hate. That man has busted his ass. Yes. Busted his ass. And he deserves every single ounce of success that he has ever obtained. Okay? He is one of the hardest working wrestlers
of all time.
Yes, of all time. Yes. And he clowned when he clowned The Rock for going to the movies. He admitted in an interview recently that he did do that and he was wrong because he sees why The Rock did that. And he understood why he did it, and he saw that, and he's like, okay, I was wrong. I clowned him. I admit it. I was wrong for that. I should have. So he even admitted that he was wrong for that. So, my hat's off to him for that. And I just a lot of the haters of John Cena, they don't like him because he's too bland, he's too boring, he's too blah, 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 blah. And those same fucking people will sit here and they will praise the Young Bucks and they will praise Kenny Omega. I'm going to get on my soapbox here for a second here.
I'm listening and I'm loving it.
Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Those three little nitwit twats are the exact definition of vanilla midgets. Oh, I got Japan. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. What does that mean to me? Absolutely nothing. 5 stars, 6 stars. Hell, give them all the stars in the freaking space-time continuum. I don't care. Their matches, it's the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And they don't tell a story in the ring. The thing about Punk and John Cena at Money in the Bank 2011, they told a story. There was a story. It wasn't just flips and dips and dives and all that crap. No, they were telling the story. And that's something that Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks don't do. And that's why they are overrated vanilla midget garbage wrestlers, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll share my sentiments. I'll jump on my soapbox for a minute. Cena, my opinion of Cena is he is a great human being all around.
X.
He unlike any other top guy in the history of the WWE, The Rock, Hulk Hogan, he listened to the fans. He worked on his wrestling, on his in-ring.
Yep.
He worked harder in the ring than anybody else. He could deliver a fantastic promo.
Right. And that's the other thing. Sorry to cut you off.
You're good.
Fans, they're so hung up on ring work and work rate and just these stupid things. And it's just like, fuck all of that. Tell us
ring work and work rate. Those are two things that they do not understand. I watched I watched AW a few weeks ago when Hangman Adam Page took on Adam Cole, baby, and he did that stupid backwards pile driver off the top rope or off the apron through the table. Okay, first of all, you're saying WWE doesn't seem realistic. Second of all, if somebody's going to drop me on my head from behind and I'm holding on to their waist while they're dropping me, that doesn't look very, very realistic at all, does it? And I think people are realizing that these high spots are not telling a story.
Thank you. Frank does too, by the way. Frank does too. He shares the same sentiments as you and I. Yeah, exactly.
Nobody's going to remember that 20 years from now.
And who's going to remember a Kenny Omega match 20 years from now? Who's going to talk
Nobody.
About 15 years from now? Nobody. All right?
You oversaturate every wrestler. You have them do every wrestler does 150, 200 moves. They're all dangerous into the neck. It's just like watching stuntmen go at it in the ring, and it's a disgrace to what professional wrestling actually is.
We could just end the podcast right here, right now, because this is just yeah. No, I 100% agree with you. When you are in that ring, your job as a professional wrestler is to tell a story. Even actors on television shows. I watch Chicago PD. I watch Criminal Minds. I watch SVU. Whenever those actors, whenever those characters get injured on their shows, they sell that injury, right? And they don't pop right back up right away and do the gun and shoot their gun at the bad guy. They sit there, they're like, and they sell it. And sometimes it can affect them for multiple episodes. Recently on Chicago PD, they did a whole thing where two of the main characters, Burgess and Ruzek, were trying to adopt this little girl, and I think her name was Michaela, and they went through all this stuff to adopt her, but then her uncle stepped in and said that he wanted to take her, but the courts ruled in the other two's favor instead, so they got full custody of her and everything. They're her parents now, and then like at the end of that episode, she got kidnapped or whatever, and then in the next episode they got to go find her and everything. And recently this happened 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, and this week, last Wednesday rather, they had an episode where at the start of the episode they were talking to a therapist about how this kidnapping affects Michaela and all that stuff. So just going off in a rant here, going off whatever, you don't care, but
loving it.
Just little things like that where keep it kind of going. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you got to beat it to death every single week, or every moment, but damn, don't just act like it never happened, because it happened.
Yes.
Right.
So can I give I guess my main criticism about any major wrestling fed booking. So you and I like shows like Law and Order SVU, Criminal Minds, Blue Bloods, etc., etc. Yeah. And I'll go into SVU. What makes it so great? I forget the guy who Michael Provo, the other guy who attacked Liv Benson, and then we got Criminal Minds with Scratch
Yeah.
and the Reaper. I guess what's missing. Oh no, go ahead. Listen.
What was the name of that guy that killed Prentice? Was it Dolan or something like that?
Dolan. Yeah.
Ian Doyle. Ian Doyle. That was his name. Ian Doyle.
So in a world where everybody knows that wrestling is scripted, this is the hardest thing that sports entertainment, professional wrestling, whatever you want to call it, struggles with. To create, like, if you create a real heel, just like in the other stories, you create real baby faces. Because if the person is truly evil and despicable, then they're going to go against whoever, like the crowd's going to go with whoever they're facing. So they could toe the line like other TV shows do and have homophobic, racist heels. They could do that, but it's a scary line to toe. But that would create better heels and then create better baby faces.
But I don't know. I don't know if a homophobic, racist heel would work in today's climate. I would think
it's too real.
Right. Well, yeah. That people
wrestling is too real.
I mean, there's a rapper. We'll talk about music in a minute. But there's a rapper named Tom McDonald who is extremely controversial for some of the topics that he discusses. In one song, he says, "How did monkeys turn into people and people turn into sheep?" I mean, in another song, he says, I'll just tell you some of the names of his songs, and you can just kind of go off. You can just some of his songs are like his song called "America," "In God We Trust," "White Boys," if I Was Black. I mean, just songs like that, "Brainwashed," "Snowflakes." You know, he's not left wing or right wing. He's central, but a lot of people they hear his music and they're like, oh well, he supports this, he must be a racist, he supports that. And I'm not going to get into politics. We're not going to get into politics.
A lot of it's just gimmick, though. A lot of it is just gimmick, shock value to make money.
Yeah, that's true. That might be true. I'm not sure if he makes that much money though off of his album. Because he is a independent artist, so he doesn't have any labels or anything like that. So all the money that he makes off of his albums and songs and stuff, he makes that himself. He and his wife pocket that money because they can't, because they don't owe anybody anything. So I mean, that's cool to hit. That's cool by that. By the way, I salute that. That's awesome.
I guess what I'm trying to say here is, okay, so Law and Order Law and Order Organized Crime. Peter McDermott plays the Sinatra character, and he is all kinds of evil, a rapist, a killer, and all of that. So should we cancel the person who plays, or should we cancel Peter McDermott?
That's a valid point.
That'd be the same thing as a wrestler doing these things.
People need to realize wrestlers are just characters. They
do, but they don't.
I mean, that it has become glaringly apparent to me recently. I mean, they've made it on WWE TV. They have made it blaringly apparent. It is a TV show first and foremost. Yeah. It's not a wrestling show. It's a TV show. It's no different than Chicago PD. It's no different than Criminal Minds. It's no different than Modern Family. No different than Blue Bloods. It's a TV show, and you can tell because of how they're acting. Those are true segments. So the 24/7 title segments. Some of them are funny. Some of them are, come on, let's move this along.
Yeah.
But
not everything is perfect 100%. Nothing.
True. Absolutely. But I just it's funny. It's good for like a comedy show. I'm sure it's funny, and it lightens things up in wrestling because not everything needs to be taken seriously. That's a shout out to you, Jay and Robert. That's a shout out. because they always, I'm in a chat with them and they always are, and I harp on WWE for taking shit lightly. Well, not everything needs to be so serious. There's some things in wrestling can be fun and everything, and I've come around on that.
Some things, yeah.
Some things like that 24/7 stuff. Even if it's not my cup of tea, it's funny to somebody. It's funny for someone. So I used to poop, no pun intended, on WWE weddings, and I
remember the first one.
And it dawned on me. Wait a minute. It's no different than if Chicago PD did a wedding, if Law and Order SVU did a wedding, if Blue Bloods did a wedding. It's no different. It's the same thing. It's a TV show. They're characters. And so to your point about do we cancel the person playing the character? That's what people, I think, need to understand is it's a person playing a character. You don't like this character? Great. He's not supposed to be liked.
You're not supposed to like him. You're supposed to hate him.
Right. You're supposed to want him done and out of here. You're supposed to not want to deal with him.
See, they complain about Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, being a cheater and too bland of a character. But the problem is they can't handle a real heel.
Right.
Because they want to cancel the real heel.
Yeah. I used to be a huge Roman hater. Not when he was a babyface. I didn't like him when he won. I liked him when he won the championship in his heel run. I like that.
Yeah.
But when he started holding it for longer, it's like, okay, have somebody beat him. But after I thought about it, I'm like, wait a minute. That's what they want. They want you to want somebody to beat him. That's what they want. So it's clearly working. So I'm giving them what they want. So as the wrestler, what he's doing, it works.
So something genius I think that professional wrestling has evolved into doing is they've created a new feud. And it's both top federations are doing it, AEW and WWE, is they are basically creating a feud with the IWC or they have wrestlers come out and bash the internet wrestling community.
Yeah.
So it's creating a feud and it's just getting more hits on their sites.
Right. And Jericho, say what you want about Chris Jericho. Dude's a freaking genius. That's human stuff. I don't really care for the crew he's going with. I think he should be with stronger guys. But I guess that's the kind of the point is that you're not supposed to like them. And it works. And that sports entertainment stuff that gets under people's skin. So it works.
I don't understand why pro wrestling, sports entertainment. It's all the same. It's a dichotomy. It doesn't matter what you want to call it. It's either and or. Vince McMahon has the right to call it whatever he wants to call it when he put it on the main stage and created it.
Right. Let's switch gears here for a second.
All righty.
Did you see AEW Dynamite this past Wednesday?
I did.
There was a match I want to discuss.
All right.
With a certain spot that we're going to discuss. Jeff Hardy versus Darby Allin in a hardcore match. For a spot.
The Owen Hart
Memorial Tournament. And the one spot that I want to discuss, I think you know what I'm going to discuss.
Yeah.
The ladder spot. Into the chairs.
Yeah.
Is that really the best way to honor Owen Hart, a man who fell to his death? Is that really the best way to honor his legacy?
No, that match would have been an epic match if it wasn't an Owen Hart Memorial match.
The other thing I wanted to mention too was, why is it a hardcore match to begin with? Because think about it. These guys aren't feuding. There's no blood. Yeah. There's no bad blood between them. They're friends. They made it clear they're friends. So why do this a hardcore match? Owen Hart was not known for hardcore anyway. So
Nope, he wasn't.
why do it as a hardcore match? It's just because you got this guy and this guy who are crazy SOBs and let's let them be crazy SOBs. I mean, I don't think the hardcore match, the hardcore aspect of it, was necessary. I think they could have had a good match, regular rules in place and everything.
Yeah.
I don't think they needed the weapons. I don't think that they needed all that stuff, and I certainly don't think that Jeff Hardy or that ladder spot was appropriate for Owen Hart Memorial match.
No, I completely agree. I feel like it should have been a different kind of match. One of the things that I have a hard time getting into AW with is they claim to be for adults, for men, but it's the continuity. Why do if two people are going to be covered in blood, there's got to be a reason for it.
Right.
And their feud and the reason for the hatred is very, very bland. I want to see blood, but there's got to be a reason for that blood to be there.
I think there was more reason for CM Punk and Cena at Money in the Bank 2011 to be a hardcore match right here. My buddies Jay and Ron and Robert, they were discussing that, and they were all upset about it, and I kind of blew it off, but I just wanted to get that out there that I wasn't for it. I was against it too. I didn't like that, but at the same time, it's not really worth time or effort to have a big stink over it. So to be all offended,
it's entertainment.
Yeah. Well, but no, there's no but. It's just if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. You could turn it off and watch something else. That's what I do. If I don't like something, I turn it off and I watch something else.
I've turned WWE off. I've turned AEW off. There's been parts I haven't liked, or I've skipped through because I DVR most of it.
Yeah.
And what I don't like, I don't watch. And what I do, the main thing I love about AEW is the Blackpool Combat Club, and I'm hooked to that and the rest of it.
Club.
Yeah.
I think that's a great trio. One other topic we'll discuss, and then we'll get out of here.
Okay.
We were going to discuss music. Are you a fan of rap at all?
Yes, I don't. So I'm a product of the 90s. I'm class of 2000. I'm the era of we all got along and you don't get offended by anything. Right. So I go for more of the original 90s hip hop.
Yeah. There are some guys today. I'm going to give you a few names you should definitely check out because their lyrics are phenomenal. Like they're called bars, right? And their bars. There's one guy in particular named Clip Monstar. I have shouted this dude out so many times on this YouTube channel.
Clip Monstar, okay.
Clip Monstar, absolutely. I've shouted him out multiple times. Actually, at the start of one of our podcasts, we played one of his songs. And with his permission, I asked him, like, hey, can I play your song? He's like, yeah, go right ahead. So I had his permission. So we played his song, and I discussed him, and I just think he's tremendous. And his latest song is called Deity. And there were two bars in there that I absolutely loved. One of them was rest in peace to Scott Hall. I'm known as an outsider. Rips to Robin Williams, because when I spit, you can't doubt fire.
Oh yeah,
that was
love
good.
it.
And then he said, then the other one was, last week you said you God better stand on what you say. When I bring you trouble in paradise, or it's no biggie when I bring trouble in paradise. It's a new day. I was just like,
he's a wrestling fan.
Yeah, Trouble in Paradise, Big E, New Day. And when I first heard the song, I'll be honest, I didn't catch that. But as I was listening to it, I'm like, wait. Trouble in Paradise, Biggie, New Day.
And then it all comes together.
Yeah. And he also has another song called Grudge, and he says um he said, stunt like Mick Foley, I'm Cactus Jack with the landmine. Don't care to show no do love, a lyrical threat to mankind. And I just
I love it.
right. He has a lot. If you're a fan of wrestling and you're a fan of rap, this dude is for you. This dude has wrestling bars all the time. He has a song out called TLC, for Pete's sake. But tables and ladders. He's like TLC, like WWE and creep when I and TLC creep TLC when I speak or something like that, or something like that. But he was trying to bring it from tables, ladders, and chairs WWE to that girl group TLC.
Yeah, I think don't go chasing waterfalls.
Facts. Yeah, he was trying to get those together. He was trying to mix that. So I just thought that was brilliant stuff. So that's one guy I think you would love. Eminem, obviously.
I love the guy.
Eminem is a rap god. Let's just call him what he is. He's a rap god for a reason. I love his performance at the Super Bowl this year. It was tremendous. And his whole album of Music to Be Murdered By, both sides, just awesome stuff. That bowling scheme in Alfred's theme was freaking nasty. That was amazing. Split like the 5 and the 10, because without a second to start, like and again, when the beat is up my alley, I go right for the pins. It's like, oh, no. When the beat is like, do you get it? When the beat is up my alley, I go right for the pins. Like I go right for the pins. But yeah,
I can actually rap and rhyme a little bit and flow a little bit. I don't know if you remember back in my
You say that and then not give us something, bro. Come on.
Oh, you want to hear me flow right now? You want to hear me go right now? My name is Mike G, the one and only, the real deal on the b-ball court. All people call me. Wait, I threw myself off rhyme. I don't got the time. Wait, I got the time. I'm here in Seibelmania talking to you all. I'm having a ball. We're talking wrestling in the ring, about Mick Foley, about all the things that we like, about all the things that we hate. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go watch some porn and masturbate. Wait a minute, I'm on here live. That might get me banned. I'm not trans. I don't know what to say. We can't talk religion or politics, so I'll just stick to the sticks. I'll hit the bricks. I'll go. Okay, I'm good. I haven't had enough caffeine, but I started flowing. You got me pumped up, man.
But man, Mike, I had some bars. If you want to hear my bars, go watch one of my past episodes.
Got some candy bars of Snickers right here. You give it to me, I'll eat it. Not like a teddy bear, like a big old beer. I won't be a deer. That's my man's motto right here. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to flow. I'm ready to rap. I'm ready to rhyme, nickel, dime, primp, and prime. Okay. Now I'm just going to pretend like I'm 40 again.
One of my favorite candy bars of all time. And it's a candy bar. It came from Nick Cannon diss track on Eminem, the second one, Pray for Him. And it wasn't Nick Cannon, because let me just say, I hated all of those diss tracks. They all sucked. There were 3 of them. They all sucked. But I would be lying if I didn't say, or let me rephrase this. I would be lying if I didn't say that they didn't have some bars in them. And Pray for Him, they have Conceited on the track, and he says, all right, let's kill it with all the chit chat. Eminem, but you get the sticks. Now that's a Kit Kat. Okay, that was cool. And then and another one that somebody another guy, Charlie Clip, said, how you mad that you are Eminem? How you mad a star burst on the scene? And okay, so just little things like that. You hear it, and you're like, okay, like those little references. Clint Monstar is probably my favorite one to listen to for all the kinds of different references. He does like a whole charmed like a charmed bar where 3 charmed ones will get your ass vanquished. It's just and he goes in and he flows into it so well. It's just I don't know how Clip does that, but hey, Mike, I want to thank you for joining us here today, man. Thank you for spitting those bars, bro. I appreciate
No
it.
problem. I don't know if they were that good,
They were
but
fantastic, dude. They were fantastic. What a way to end the podcast with some bars, bro.
I've always liked you. I've always thought you were a good dude.
I appreciate it. Man. I
The
appreciate it.
EFED world, what brought me out of it was people would literally do awful, horrible things to each other, hate each other, and then the next week they would be best friends again.
Right. EFED's, but I've said this before, so I'm not, telling anything. EFED is full of egos. And
It's keyboard warrior syndrome.
Yeah, and if you get into that world, you will get sucked into that. Unfortunately, I got sucked into it. You did.
You know what? You know what got me out? It was so I'm not going to talk religion because I don't get offended, but I am a religious man, and having my integrity questioned and being told to show people screenshots of things. When I have a private conversation with somebody, that's my integrity right there. That conversation stays private. And I had admins of groups calling me out, telling me I needed to show them screenshots. And I was like, okay, first of all, you guys have done atrocious, horrible real life things to each other. And a week later, you're best friends again. I got to wash this dirt off of me. And I'm not showing I did it once and I was like, okay, this is peer pressure. This is literal peer pressure to show somebody a private conversation that I had with somebody else just because everybody else is doing it. No, I got out and I won't go back.
For me, I just suck getting booked. People just stopped booking me, and I was like, oh, okay. Not just a bad blood or anything like that. I think they just kind of forgot that I was there. So, because I didn't make when I left, I didn't make much noise when I was there anyway. I was just like, okay, I'm here, whatever. Cool.
Can I give you so I don't know how much time you have exactly on here. You probably have like a minute left, right?
As much time as you need, bro. Go.
Okay,
Go.
so to explain the evolution of Stalker Mike, I love the wrestling character, and at first it was kind of tame. And I always tried to do things like I tried to make them very edgy, but innuendo edgy. And I was trying to be a scary heel, and everybody was a demon. So I turned Stalker Mike bisexual. Nothing got under my opponent's skin more than me hitting on them. And I remember the first controversy I ever got was in PWA, where the Brotherhood was running things, and I did a promo where I alluded to getting a blowjob from Mary J.
Yeah, I remember. I do remember.
That's when it blew up. And yes, I'm a religious guy, but I also know that if I'm going to create heat, I have to go all in. And if I'm going to create a character that people truly hate, and no matter how bad of an evil heel you are, you're going to hate me, you're going to cheer them. I had to be bisexual to get under their skin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was facing mostly dude.
For me, I just had to be myself. I mean,
I like the creativity of it.
I had one gimmick that people actually really liked. Wasn't long lived, but first time I did it, it was out of nowhere. It was this gimmick called Geppetto, the puppet mask.
I remember. Oh yes, the written gimmick.
Well, it was but I also did some video promos.
Yeah,
Geppetto. And what I would do was I actually had a black mask, straight black mask. And I would just put that black mask on, and I would sit in front of my TV over here with the lights blaring. With the light, that was the only light in the room was from the TV, and I had a creepy song playing in the background, and I would just I don't know if I should do my voice where my voice it would go like this. I'm Geppetto. and the first time I ever did that, it actually shout out to Shanti Kurz because he saw something there. I did a promo as myself, CJ Payne, and it sucked. And Shanti's like, you know what? This promo was so bad, dude. I'm gonna let you go for it again. Coordinator promo. This is going against Reckless Benjamin, one of the best to ever do it. You got to go all out, right? I'm like,
Benjamin, I beat him a few times.
yeah, I beat him with this gimmick. This was the first time I ever used this gimmick. I beat him because then I'm like, well, let me see what I can do. And I'm like, you know what? Reckless is dark. If I'm gonna beat him, I gotta go a little dark too. So I just put a hoodie on backward, a black hoodie on backwards, put the hoodie up, and I just did that face, and I just did the throat, and I just did the music thing, and like, let's try this out, and it worked, and I beat him, and everybody loved it. I'm like, wow, really? You guys liked it that much? Like, dude, that was fantastic stuff. I'm like,
because your best stuff comes when you stop being yourself and you start creating. When you be like Stalker Mike is completely the opposite of my real personality. Yeah. So when you create something and you act, it's just so fun. That's what makes it fun when it really is in character.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, man. I want to thank Stalker Mike Man here for joining us today. Shout out to you, bro. Like I said at the start of the video, if you are new, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get notified when we upload new content. I upload new content weekly. We'll see you this Wednesday with the Flashback Friday, but this Wednesday it'll be the Way Back Wednesday episode of Insurrection 2002, which is also famous for the Plane Ride from Hell, which we'll discuss. That's all coming this Wednesday. And then this Friday, we'll be back again with SummerSlam 2003. Myself and my co-host, Frank. But till next time, I'm Seibelmania. That is Stalker Mike. We're signing out.
Peace out.